Welcome back, ODHtv, Power Book 2, Season 4, Episode 5, mid-season finale. Just watched it. Decent episode. A little disappointed in a couple of things. I'm going to give you my first impressions because, I literally just watched it. A couple of things I was hoping to get. One of the things in particular was a Kane flashback from Monet. Didn't get that. One thing about this episode I am happy about is that they didn't bring Ghost back in a hallucination. But I know everybody held their breath when they heard his voice, like, no, not an hallucination. We want the full Ghost, not a dream. But on that note, Elle gotta go, just like Holly. I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna go on with this recap. For anybody that doesn't want to wait, I'm gonna let you know now the way it ended was kind of mid. But it is what it is. Let's get to it. So the episode begins with Tariq waking up on the floor after a one-night stand with Anya, Noma's daughter. They got drunk, did what they did, exchanged numbers, and went on their separate ways. Then we had an unnecessary scene of Braden and Elle is taking sickle cell medication, and she's explaining to him what sickle cell disease is. Next. Then we have Monet, who called everybody together for a family breakfast this time. They try to throw us off. Nah, same table, still drama. But Monet is still set on getting the family back together. Tariq tells Braden that Diana's pregnant and revenge can wait. When Anya gets home, Noma is waiting, wants to know why she evaded security. She drops some product on the floor by accident, and Noma wants to know where it came from. She tells her it came from Stansfield at a party. Tariq is saying, what's making you so sure that that's my baby? But she told him she always used condoms with long-faced Salim. She didn't use any with him. Noma confronts Effie about selling product at Stanfield. Effie says it wasn't her, so Noma figures out it was Tariq. Davis is not only losing clients, but he's also losing staff because he can't pay. But Braden and Tariq show up just in time with his cut. And Drew gets an opportunity to showcase his art. Braden goes to Zion to re-up. Zion presses Braden about who's supplying the Russians. He immediately folds and gives up Noma. Tommy would have never done that. At Tariq's Stanfield party, Noma and Kane show up. They're about to take him outside and blast him. He got lucky because Anya walked in. Noma is forced to leave it alone for now. Then we have what I consider probably the best acting scene in this episode, where Tariq and Braden get into an argument because Braden is using too much and his girlfriend knows everything, and Tariq finds out about it. It's a dope scene. It reminds me when Tommy's girl Holly called James Ghost. Drew agrees to do one last deal with Monet so he can get some money together and start his new life. Braden's upset because he can't get in touch with Tariq. He's not answering his phone. He's still upset. But Elle tells him maybe he'll calm down after he comes down off of those mushrooms she put in his drink. Again, the parallels to when Tommy's girl Holly set the Jamaicans in motions to take out Ghost. But anyway, he runs out to find Tariq. And find him he does. Boy is tripping hard. He starts hallucinating, and his first one is him having a family with Diana. And Kane shows up and takes a shot. The next one, he's doing a large drug deal, and Diana shows up and takes a shot. The last one is the club truth scene where I said in my last video he confronts himself. But we do get this part where somebody walks in and Tariq says, "What are you doing here, son?" But it's Ghost's voice saying, "I'm in the way of your future."
I'm in the way of your future.
But just like I said in the last video, he's pointing the gun at himself to destroy his former self, to become something else. Tariq hilariously wakes up under the bed, but Braden doesn't tell him that Elle did this. Meanwhile, Drew and Monet set up to steal Noma's shipment. They got these two new guys that they're going to use. How does her name still hold weight? She doesn't have Nair Goon. Like she's only rolling with Drew. Because if Drew is your only goon, like, what are we talking about? Meanwhile, Noma's at a meeting at a restaurant trying to get these contracts set up, and Zion shows up and presses her about whose city it is. So she runs back and tells Kane. Davis shows up and says he'll handle Wiley Adams, that's the guy from the dinner meeting, while Kane is going to handle Zion. Kane steps to Zion on Noma's behalf, but then feels a little disrespected himself, so he starts to disrespect Noma, who then says she doesn't need a man to speak for her. I know most of this Power Universe thing is a women's empowerment type thing, but come on, man, let's be serious. You surround yourself by men, but that's something else. But anyway, Kane's gonna fight for her right now. That's why none of this really makes sense, but let's go. But anyway, on to the fight. Kane's mopping him up. Zion gets upset, gets brass knuckles from somebody in the crowd, punches Kane with it. Dougie Fresh says nah, declares Kane the winner. The next scene we have is Tariq and Braden on the roof, and Tariq is explaining to him how much he's just like his father but never wanted to admit it. Next we see Detective Carter getting ready for work, and we see he's got screws loose. He still talks to his wife in the morning. She's gone, bro. Diana tells Tariq she's keeping the baby. Tariq says he's ready to be a father. He says he's gonna go with her to her next sonogram appointment. Later we have Davis showing up at Noma's house to let her know her contracts are still in good standing, and then he goes gut busting. Kind of makes you feel a little bad for Kane. He just wants to be a happy goon, find a nice girl, but he just gets done wrong all the time. Then we have this scene where Drew Monet and her two goons, that's the entire organization, they go to steal Noma's product. A shootout ensues, the van tries to take off, and Monet shows up dressed like this to the shootout. Detective Carter pops out with his crew and catches them in the act. He lets Monet know they can operate anywhere they want, but if any civilians get hurt, he's gonna kill all of them. Then he recognizes one of their crew from a murder that happened sometime back where a civilian was hurt. So he pops him right there on the spot, sending a message to Monet. He tells her she could take the product and go. So this last scene is a weak cliffhanger, if you want to call it a cliffhanger. But they're at the doctor's office looking at the sonogram. She says she believes it's a boy. She wants to name him Lorenzo. She also wants Tariq out of the game if he's going to be in his son's life. Tariq says being in the game at the very top is the only way to protect the family. She says that's not good enough for her, and the episode ends. Doesn't really make you anxious for the next 5 episodes, but of course we all gonna watch. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be back in the next one.
Tell promoters I'm on at 15, don't try to come up short, I'm really 6'3", 6'2" when I'm tipsy, 5'4" when my be 3, 2, 1, yo count this with me. Get money, power, and ghost like I'm 50. Honey flower, these I do the most. I pull up just for the show, then gotta go.